The transmission arrived without warning, an obsidian ripple across the quantum channels, blotting out every civilian broadcast from Luna to the Arctic mesh. On every screen, across every ship and outpost, a single message repeated in flawless Terran standard: "Surrender your world. The rising Armada has returned." Humanity had always assumed that ancient threats were myths, ghosts buried under the dust of forgotten star empires. But the Black Rising Armada was very real, and its arrival ignited a cold tremor across the Milky Way. On the command deck of the Sol Frontier Defense Nexus, Commander Sarah Winters stood with her arms folded behind her back, her expression sharp and unyielding. A strategist shaped by conflict and tempered by loss, she had spent her life studying hostile civilizations. Yet nothing, not even the Orion incursion nor the fall of Vega Outpost, compared to this. Beside her, leaning over a holographic schematic of incoming enemy formations, was Jack Renner, chief engineer and the reluctant genius behind Earth's most experimental defense technologies. Where Sarah was steel and precision, Jack was quiet resolve, the kind of human who solved impossible problems simply because no one else would. He pushed a hand through his dark hair. "They're not here for negotiation," Jack said. "This is extermination doctrine. Pure and absolute." Sarah nodded once. "Then Earth needs to remind the galaxy who we are." And the galaxy was already watching. Reports streamed in from every sector, colonies burning, fortresses collapsing, allied species making desperate last stands. The Armada's ships were monstrous obsidian constructs, absorbing light and radiating gravitational storms. Entire fleets were swallowed whole before they could fire a single shot. For the first time in centuries, humanity faced extinction. The hidden truth beneath Earth's oceans. Jack accessed the encrypted core of the Nexus, fingers dancing over the interface with a surgeon's precision. He bypassed 10 layers of security, then another 10 the system insisted shouldn't exist. Sarah raised a brow. "You're doing something unauthorized again, aren't you?" "Technically," he murmured. "But these are desperate times." With a soft hum, the deep layers of Earth's forgotten past appeared, a technology buried for millennia under the Marianas Trench, created by humanity's proto-civilization long before recorded history, a weapon, a star engine, a relic known only as Project HELIO Spire. Sarah took a long breath. "You mean to activate that?" "Jack, no one has ever. That's exactly why we can't afford to hesitate now." The Heliospire was a myth wrapped in taboo, but Jack had studied it his entire life, convinced that humanity had once wielded power strong enough to wound even the oldest cosmic threats. Now, with the Armada closing in on Earth, that ancient power might be the only defense left. The fall of the first line hours later, the space beyond Jupiter ignited as the first Terran fleet clashed with the vanguard of the rising Armada. Sarah stood before the panoramic display, watching real-time telemetry as Earth's best ships were overrun, Titan-class dreadnoughts shattered like glass, and barrier shields flickered and died. The void was filled with spiraling debris and dying signals. Jack's jaw clenched painfully. "We don't have time. The Armada will break the Mars perimeter within 3 hours." Sarah turned toward him fully. "Then let's change the rules of this war." Descent into the Heliosparea gravity drop shuttle hurled them downwards into the oceanic abyss, lights slicing through darkness that had never known sunlight. The pressure creaked around them like the groaning bones of an ancient beast. As they approached the trench floor, a silhouette emerged, a colossal circular structure, dormant and dusted with drifting silt. The Heliospire pulsed once, then again. As if recognizing them. Inside, Jack connected his portable quantum tools, sweat gathering at his brow. Sarah stood guard, listening to distant rumblings of shifting machinery. "What if activating this destroys Earth?" she asked quietly. Jack didn't look up. "If we do nothing, the Armada will destroy it anyway." The rising Armada reaches Earth above them. The void tore open. The Armada's main fortress ship, larger than the moon and shaped like a black crown, descended toward orbit. Its message echoed again. "Your resistance is meaningless. Kneel, and your extinction will be swift." Every nation, every colony, every species that had ever doubted humanity now watched the final stand of Earth. The light humanity had forgotten. Jack slammed his hand onto the console. Sarah, it's ready. She stepped forward. Then do it. The Heliospire awoke. A beam of pure white gold energy erupted from beneath the ocean and pierced the heavens. It wasn't a weapon in any conventional sense. It was a stellar refraction engine, a device capable of bending the fabric of gravity, light, and energy itself. The beam struck the Armada's fortress ship for the first time since its resurrection. The ancient dark alloy cracked. The galaxy held its breath. The rising Armada faltered. Humanity did not. The war that changed everything. Sarah's voice echoed through every communication channel known to every species. This is Commander Sarah Winter of Earth. We do not surrender. We do not kneel. This galaxy belongs to all who fight for it. The Heliospire surged again, brighter, fiercer, the heartbeat of a civilization reclaiming its forgotten throne. Jack rerouted the final sequence. One last burst. This will overload the engine. Do it, Sarah said, across the sky. The white gold beam split into 7 spiral celestial spears that tore through the Armada's entire formation. Enemy ships collapsed in on themselves, imploding into harmless dust. The fortress ship screamed across all frequencies and then vanished in a silent explosion of light, aftermath of a broken darkness. Galaxy changed that day. Species who once saw humanity as upstarts now bowed their heads with newfound respect. The Heliospire, revealed for all to witness, became a symbol of hope, proof that humans were not simply survivors but inheritors of an ancient destiny. Sarah returned to the Nexus as a hero. Jack returned as the quiet architect of victory. Together, they had turned the tide of a war that should have ended Earth forever. But deep beneath the oceans, the Heliospire pulsed, once more awake now, aware, remembering the enemies that would eventually come again. Humanity knew only one truth: if the galaxy burned, they would rise from the ashes brighter every time.